YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Benji, and we are back on TV. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on multiple social media platforms. And of course, Wrestlemania season is upon us. Wrestlemania 41 is loading, and we just had Raw in London. I was able to really take a step back and just kind of think about what I just witnessed. We're going to talk about the show and break down, giving my opinions. If you're new, we like the top movies, TV shows, and everything entertainment over here on Lil Benji TV. On the Ben on TV shows. WWE Between the Ropes. Let's get it, man. Alright, so if I had to say, let's get straight to it, man. Cody Rhodes popped out, began the show. Crowd goes crazy, of course. They chant, they sing for Cody. Cody Rhodes. Cody. Cody Rhodes. I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all that hate the European crowds, I don't know what y'all be talking about because they do provide a lot of energy. Sometimes it doesn't seem like they're paying attention to the show, but they just try to figure out what they're trying to do in terms of the next chant, but it's cool. So Cody comes out, starts addressing the crowd and the ideas and plans that he has for the future. Again, these segments, to me, make a little bit of sense because it seems like we saw John Cena following what a lot of people were believing to be one of the greatest heel turns of all time. And this dude just popped out, addressed the fans, never addressed what was going on with him and The Rock, never addressed why he decided to take orders from The Rock, and never really brought up why he has an issue with Cody Rhodes. Now, I've seen a couple of theories, and I can understand that in some sense, Cody Rhodes should have a lot to talk about with John Cena. He's so upset at John Cena, he's infuriated, and he wants to rumble with him, but John Cena doesn't care about Cody Rhodes. You're just an obstacle in my way. My real problem is with the WWE Universe, which, again, doesn't make any sense because these are the people that cheer for you and these people that got excited and bought tickets and got merch for the John Cena retirement tour. So I don't really get it. But whatever. Let's go with that. John Cena has no problem with Cody Rhodes. Doesn't feel like addressing him because at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes, I can't see you. And there's not really anything that you have for me other than this title. You're just an obstacle, a bump in the road. Sure. Of course, Randy Orton pops out, addresses Cody Rhodes, and just glazes him. Again, like this is like a continual, perpetual cycle that we see. People come out and they talk about how much they respect and love Cody Rhodes and all the things that he's done as QB1 and how much the business has grown with Cody Rhodes being champion. What are we going to do if Cody Rhodes loses? Are y'all going to stop glazing him? I don't understand. We saw Cody Rhodes finish his story. Now what? I think a good moment that Randy Orton offered us as fans is that he mentioned Cody Rhodes might be coming up with that title. Now, this is a great callback to Legacy where Randy Orton took Cody Rhodes under his wing. As you know, superstars who are sons of WWE superstars and try to lead him into a path of legacy. Anyways, a lot of us have been trying to peep the small, subtle details that Randy Orton is looking to align and go. Really is looking to break his allegiance, I guess, with Cody Rhodes and looking to chase the belt. I think it'd be interesting because we're starting to see a little bit of cracks in the armor of Randy Orton, a little bit of breaking in the mental of Randy Orton. It's very possible that this dude could flip the script, flip a switch, lose his mind against Kevin Owens, and become a menace headed for that title. I could see him turning on Cody Rhodes because at the end of the day, brother, we know the Viper has allegiance to 0 people. And Cody Rhodes, if it's an opportunity for me to get that championship, I'm going to have to get through whoever holds that belt. Whether it's you or my old-time rival, John Cena. So I think I'd be interested to see what that might consist of. And of course, Scottish legend Drew McIntyre comes out and interrupts the two of them. And he makes a good point. These are some Nepo babies. And Randy Orton, who are you to demand matches? Brother, you just came back. You can't do that. Again, another callback to why I think Randy Orton might turn. Because John Cena did the same thing. He just showed up and just said, yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Now, this is WWE. This is wrestling. That happens. Everyone's going to just randomly pop up and show up and just say, you know what I'm going to do? Challenge you for the championship. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I disagree there. Again, what's happened to Logan Paul? I'd like to mention that too. What the heck is going on with him? But that's a Raw story, so we'll let it go. And then the show commences with pseudo heel Street Profits. Again, I don't think everybody can just be heel and face, and I think that's one thing that the WWE has done over the last year, some change, is that they really started to give us people that kind of play in between. Like, I would say Drew McIntyre is one of those people too. Like, Drew McIntyre is always right. We don't necessarily agree with a lot of his motives. I'm sorry, we don't necessarily agree with a lot of his actions, but we understand his motives. Street Profits come out there and face against Pretty Deadly. Of course, these guys are right on the cusp. I think that there could possibly be a multi-tag person match at WrestleMania. And I mean, that's always exciting. All the tag teams on SmackDown have been doing amazing things. I think, unfortunately, what we saw last year, how we had the Raw Championship, the SmackDown Championship, and all the teams fought for those. I just don't think enough. I don't understand it. Like, this is the one thing on SmackDown they've done well. They've built up the tag division, built up some rivalries, built up some stories, some interest. I don't understand what the heck are they doing on Raw with these championships. But again, we're going to keep it SmackDown. Again, great job. It's possible we might see a Pretty Deadly title reign because all the guys that are kind of in this beef have held the titles. Will those Garzas get a championship? Pretty Deadly do it. I think Los Garza's got to start getting a little bit more love on the mics for people to understand them and to kind of relate to them as individuals, but Pretty Deadly's been doing their thing. Good match, of course. You know Street Profits whenever they're in the tag match is going to be good. Pretty Deadly's really good, too. They're always entertaining. And there was a slight moment when we thought they was going to win. Street Profits, with his frog splash from hell and that blockbuster, they lose. Don't know what these women have been, but finally, some more women on SmackDown getting TV time. Katana Chance, finally, look at this. The Seeger Hervice is there, and they match up against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, but I'm excited. Like, Chelsea Green has been really entertaining, I ain't gonna lie. She's kind of had this, I'm the Canadian U.S. champ, and the Seeger Hervice is hilarious. Them doing a match and this get up is crazy work, but whatever. I don't know. I'm just kind of interested to see what this may be. It's so interesting that we saw what Piper Niven could do when she matched up against Bayley, and we kind of got to see her get on the mic. We got to see like her character motives and everything like that. Like, she's not just a goofy character, but I can't really say too much about Alba Fire, but she did have the moment when she was a tag champ, and she was relatively entertaining. And they took a shot. I mean, I don't think a lot of people got behind them, but I think the problem was that they were never built up initially. Don't understand why there's talent like this with Katana Chance and Jaden Carter that just get no TV time. That doesn't make any sense. But of course, they make the most of their opportunities to get on squads and to get on television. At least Chelsea Green has done her thing to at least provide a little bit of interest and get some women some TV time because of this United States Championship belt. So this is a pretty good match. Zelina Vega comes out. She doesn't get a pop. Don't know why they keep changing music. And they made a song that adds, like, I don't understand what the purpose is. They've made a song for her that does zero ties to her as a character and an individual or what this could mean. I think that they need to find a song for her that sticks, that makes sense, that pops. If they give her more time on the mic, promise you she'll say a quote that will get enough people behind her. And if they put a song together for her, it'll be perfect. But for some reason, they don't let Zelina get on the mic enough because she's really good. And I think that's really the problem. That's why a lot of people can't resonate with her the way that they could be. Whatever. But she gets whooped by Seeger Hervice. and it's possible that we may see a Chelsea Green match. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, we see a match with them, and maybe Secret Hervice and a lot of these tag teams get an opportunity on TV too, and Wrestlemania. One big SOB, Braun Strowman and LA Knight, they matched up too, and bro, Braun's knees are hanging on by like a thread, but whatever. Jacob Fatu comes in, interrupts the match. I think they've done such like everyone loves LA Knight, but I think they've done such a terrible job keeping him relevant in a sense because I think, and I don't want to mean to say that, his U.S. title championship, they've done a terrible job keeping that relevant because for some reason they just introduced Shinsuke in order to rebrand him as his character that's menacing. And again, I don't think that they did a bad job with how they branded him. I just didn't understand why they put the championship belt on him and then he just disappeared. And there wasn't enough build up to him having a championship, and it didn't make any sense as to why he lost the championship. Again, no reason why LA Knight lost the championship. So it was just, I think, like a wasted segment worth of months. And I think, in the meantime, LA Knight just could have held the championship, and that would have made this reign mean a lot more. Because now you're introducing people like Jacob Fatu and Solo and all these different playable characters to the Matrix that we didn't really get enough development behind in regards to why they should care about having the United States Championship. If that makes any sense. But yeah, Jacob just completely moonsaults the heck out of Braun Strowman. This is going to lead to a last man standing match. So dope enough. Bfab, Michin, they show up. Michin's talking a lot of smack about how she's going to beat the heck out of Charlotte. They get whooped on by Naomi. Of course, Naomi she's been like the bright, literally, spot for the show because she's done really good. She had a promo where she's like crying, losing her mind. She's on edge. Again, another example of the way that they've done so much more work to try and generate heels that we can get behind and the heels that we can understand. She let us know that, look, Jade, everything that happened to you was only a byproduct of how Bianca treated me and how she didn't see the value in me as an individual and how she just shelved and sidelined me for this new hot thing. I'm cool with that. Again, one of the better stories heading into WrestleMania. So Jade comes out, saves the day, and she has a stare down with Charlotte Flair, which, again, I think the problem with these Royal Rumble matches and the feuds is what a lot of people have been pointing to. It's just, all that this is just, like, it's infuriating to me, but they're just showing up and, like, squashing people that we didn't believe were going to beat them for no reason. All due respect to people like Michin. Michin is good. She's started to get her opportunity for what could possibly be a United States Championship reign. We've seen her have some of these great matches with Chelsea Green. Yes, a lot of people are sure or just kind of excited for an opportunity for a different challenger to step up for either of them. But now you kind of left Michin in like limbo, and you got her facing against people like Charlotte just to lose in order to build up Charlotte's character, which never was necessary. Same thing that's going on Raw when we're talking about Jey Uso and Gunther. They're just beating mid-carders up for no reason. Jay's doing it. He's bonding with certain factions and groups. For what? They're both fighting matches. I mean, we saw Jey Uso beat Austin Theory, which was the craziest thing in like 10 seconds. Don't understand even why they even had to have a match. To have us believe that he's strong enough to beat Gunther, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why is Charlotte Flair fighting people? I mean, the only good thing about this is that Charlotte Fair in this feud. I had to be honest. That's it. Tiffany Stratton gets on TV and lets the world know that the only reason that she should be worried is that she'll lose a championship to the GOAT. But Charlotte should really be worried because if she believes that Tiffany Stratton is this young kid who's just a copycat version of her, that you lose to a young kid who's just a copycat version of you. So there's more at stake if Charlotte loses, which leads me and everybody else to believe that. Why would Charlotte lose? What do we do with Charlotte after that? Does she have a redemption arc? Is this the moment where we get humbled or something like that? I don't know. Again, I think that this feud is carried on the back of Charlotte. It's all determinant on what Charlotte does or doesn't do. If Tiffany Stratton loses, then say goodbye. We don't care anymore. It's no longer Tippy time. I don't know. I don't really get behind her character. I think the lead up to what we saw her cashing in the belts on was perfect. Like she was kind of unsure of like her situation with Nia and trying to decipher whether or not she should take her opportunity to cash in on a championship or should she remain leading to her friend. I think there was something there. I mean, I think we all fell in love with Tiffy as Miss Tiffy time. I don't have a problem with them trying to switch her over and make her a face. But again, who is she? And why is she a face? She just randomly just started doing face actions. She hasn't done anything good. She cashed in on her best friend at the time, who may have been treating her wrong, but she cashed in on her. And then we just moved on like that wasn't a big deal. I don't understand that. We built that up for months. Teased it for months. And then she just wins and see you, Nia. Not worried about that anymore. And then now she's challenging Charlotte Flair, or Charlotte Flair challenges her. Why did she challenge her? No idea. Would we have probably got a very good match out of her and Stephanie? Honestly, her and Stephanie Vaquer, that'd have been an amazing match. I don't think, I mean, from what we've seen from Tiffany when it comes to these promos, I don't think it would have been any different if we could have at least seen Stephanie Vaquer. And I think Stephanie Vaquer could have added a lot more promo-wise than Tiffany Stratton has done. Because it would make a lot more sense if Tiffany Stratton came up there and was bragging. It took you years. You were born for this. I walked in here and in 1 year got drafted and grabbed me a championship belt. I'm the champion and now you're running after me. You've always been running. Trying to catch the accolades of your daddy. This is light. This just started for me. And I don't feel like letting down anytime soon. Like, I think that could have made a lot more sense than, I'm Tiffy. I worked so hard for this. What? You literally were talking smack to everybody for the last year, 2 years, about how it's just easy for you and it's light for you and it was nothing for you. Because it's been your time and you're the center of the universe. Whatever, though. See, Charlotte puts in that figure four and doesn't let go. Whatever. Then we later see Drew McIntyre match up with Randy Orton, which, is an exciting match. Big names. Big guys. See some good moments. Vintage RKO. He gets distracted by Kevin Owens. Gets Claymore. Takes the L. We get another teaser of the punt kick from Randy Orton. And he loses again. I don't think that they keep previewing that punt kick without something of meaning, I would hope. But at this point, WWE showed us that there is a lot that they lack. Jimmy Uso shows up and matches up against The Miz. Nothing I should really be worried about. I don't understand the direction. I don't have any problem with people hashing out beefs, talking smack. I don't have any problem with that. This is like one of those matches. I'm cool with that. I don't know the direction for any of these guys. I guess that's going to be the direction for this year's WrestleMania, is that none of us know what's going on. And then we finally get to the crux of the show, the climax, with my OTC showing up with Paul Heyman. Remember when I mentioned a while back how Paul Heyman's outfits have been a little different. I'm paying attention. Because a lot of people have been pointing out how Paul Heyman has been acting shady towards Roman Reigns. I agree. Seth Rollins shows up. They talk smack. Seth Rollins talks about how we built this place and we've done it. This is Roman says we. What the heck are you talking about? Brother, it's me. It's been that. The people of London are singing to your OTC. And W glaze from Paul. And CM Punk pulls up, pops out, comes out, signs his paperwork. Paul Heyman comes and glazes and starts kissing up on CM Punk, telling him about how your dream has been recognized. You are a WrestleMania main eventer. CM Punk cries, and Seth Rollins just a pure hater. And a lot of us get the moment where we believe that this is the favor for WrestleMania. And then Paul Heyman's like, well, it's actually not the favor. And we start to see a lot of Paul Heyman's faces and body language. Looks like his allegiance is starting to lean somewhere else. After CM Punk let the world know, I'm sorry, that it was not the favor for him to be WrestleMania main eventer. So a lot of us are interested to see what that may or may look like. Simply because who the heck is Paul Heyman to even have any real strings being pulled here? Whatever. All in all, man, I'm not upset. It just feels like a lot of filler content in this episode. I'm not upset about that. There's a lot of wrestlers that need opportunities. A lot of wrestlers are starting to get shots. Again, if we head into WrestleMania, the only promising story is Naomi and Jade. So keep it a band. And then what possibly could be Naomi and Jade and Bianca. What could be the repercussions of this? Could we see Bianca getting costed at her match? Could we see Bianca having an influence on the Jade Naomi match? Sure, with that match, I think a lot of people are upset about it with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk because it's almost like a nothing burger. But it's very possible that something happens here that ties, and I would think logically there should be something here that ties back to The Rock, the Wise Man, the OTC, CM Punk. There should be something here that ties back to The Rock. Because let's just say Paul Heyman turns and chooses CM Punk. What would that mean? You know what I mean? Like, let's just say that happened. Okay, so what? He'd be advocating for CM Punk. CM Punk has done a pretty good job of his own, just coming on the mic and asking for things. Let's just say, okay, Paul Heyman helps him pull a couple more strings. But how would that get him in the title hunt? Like, he wins his match, then what? Okay, now that I won, I beat Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Let me jump into the line against Cody Rhodes. What would Paul Heyman help him with that? So I think there's more to it. I think that it would probably tie into The Rock or something like that. I mean, if this is going to be built up to be a long-term feud between Seth Rollins and CM Punk, maybe. If it's going to be something between Roman Reigns and CM Punk because CM Punk took his Wise Man, again, sure. But I've been seeing Roman fight for Pride for a year, and he hasn't challenged again for the championship belt, which would make the most sense because Roman Reigns, why are you not getting your championship belt? Like, I understand there was a mention he had maybe once or twice about getting the championship belt back. I'm just baffled about how this dude went all this time talking about the Ugo Fala needed to be in his presence, in his arms, and this dude hasn't worn it. Like, ever since he won it. He won it back and just forgets about it. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the implications of this match could mean logically, but I guess we're at the stage where WWE is not heading in any direction logically. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, about this episode of SmackDown. I mean, We got a couple moments that could mean something. We'll see.